up, y'all? It's Risa with another speed build, and it is yet again another Phasmophobia speed build. So I decided this time to build Edgefield Street, which, okay, funny story. For some reason, when I was looking at these in like the options menu, right, to like choose what I was doing, for some reason, I didn't think it was Edgefield Street house, like a house on Edgefield Street. I just thought that it was a street house called Edgefield. I don't know what a street house is, but that's what I thought it was. So yeah, there's that. So I decided to build this one because I'm gonna be real with you. This house, the bathrooms piss me off. They piss me off to no end. And it's like, well, Risa, why? Because they just don't make any sense. Now, I'm going to just put this out here. I love this game, and it is only made by, I think it's just one guy. Maybe it's more than that. Maybe he brought someone else in, I can't remember. So, like, obviously, you know, that kind of stuff, it's like, he's doing what he can. I get it. However, the bathrooms in this house, you'll see, they're not even usable in The Sims. They're straight up just not usable. Which, like, okay. I don't think anyone getting this house is really, if you're going to download the house, which is on the gallery under my ID kookykitt. If you're gonna download this house, you're not doing it because you're super into playing in it, probably. You're just going to do it for the novelty of it. I did make it a haunted house lot, so there is that. But like I said, I don't know if you'll really want to play in it because several of the bathrooms are just straight up not usable in The Sims, which, like, okay, that's fine. I know that they would be usable in real life, but you know. But yes, onto the actual build. I spent way too long trying to make the roofs work. So obviously from the outside, we can only see it from the front, so we don't know what the back looks like. So I can't really just do, like, I can't just, like, look at it and see what it does. I had to kind of figure it out myself based on the floor plan, which at least this floor plan works better than the Ridgefield road. That one just, it doesn't work. Like, what is on the outside doesn't make sense for what's on the inside. So I had to, like, do a lot of weird stuff to make that one work. But this one, at least, it works a lot better. It does actually make sense. I was very silly on a couple of these things. So, first off, in The Sims, we have the columns on the sides of the houses, which I thought worked perfectly for what's actually there. Oh, by the way, I completely get rid of what the garage doors I just put here later, and I replace them with ones that you can paint because they were fitting better. But yeah, so what was I saying? Oh, right, the columns, I think they look great, but in The Sims, it costs money for each column, but you can get away with that. You can get around it by using, like, you can just stretch them so that they go up 2 stories. But I hate playing in houses like that and building in houses like that because when you're on the first floor, you see the columns going up to the second floor, and that drives me crazy. So that's why it's not like that. I did have to rework how big everything was several times. I did, try to edit a lot of it out, and some of it I just straight up didn't record, but I did, I do the downstairs, and then when I go upstairs, I realized that to make, like, the parents' room and that side of the house, like, work, I have to make everything 1 tile wider, which means I had to do it on the other side as well, which is very frustrating. So what I had to do is just, like, adjust everything. Every single room had to then be made bigger downstairs and just kind of readjust that. So the first my first upload of this house to the gallery actually has some stuff that I didn't remember to fix. So I've put up a second version of it in the gallery that you can, like, actually use. So it makes more sense. But I did have to do a lot of just kind of going back and forth and fixing things over and over again. But that's okay. That's okay. I also am proud of myself. I was able to actually make this myself by actually just going and getting the, like, screenshots all by myself. So, you know, I'm brave now, you know. I am so bad at this game, though, and all of my friends say I'm very baby when I'm playing it, and you know what? Valid. I'm just, like, if I hear, like, that croaking in my ear, I'm out. I'm like, nope, I'm done. I'm done. I'm not a fan of that. In the actual house for the fireplace, there's, like, a bump out inside for that, but in The Sims, like, obviously the scale is very different in The Sims, so if I do that, it's just, like, I have to go the full one tile in The Sims, whereas, like, what it would really be is, like, half a tile, so the full tile was just way too much, so instead I just kind of did what I did, which is just use a slightly bigger fireplace to make it work. I have to rework the living room, like, 4 times because of having to readjust everything. It's swell. It's great. Also, we don't have any, like, beanbag chairs, so I just put, like, a round wicker chair in the corner, because there's supposed to be a beanbag there. There are a lot of things, a lot of the art in this house, I just tried to match up the shape or the color of what it was, so I do a lot of just kind of picking things that I think look kind of like it, or evoke the same feelings as it. I do a lot of just using the same things in different rooms, which I think is, like, you know, it's valid. It's what you're gonna do. Like, it would be ridiculous if I tried to, like, just... Oh, I just completely forgot what I was saying. That's fine. It's fine. That's just where I'm at right now. I don't know what I'm saying sometimes in the middle of saying it, and that happens, you know? It just happens. Again, the kitchen is another one where I had to redo it like 3 times. Also, let's talk about this kitchen and the fact that there is just a cabinet in the corner, and that's just where it is. It's just a cabinet in the corner. And it's like, what? You're kidding me, right? There's just a cabinet just randomly in the corner, away from everything else. And the answer to that is yes, there is. So, you know, sure. So this is the bathroom that really pisses me off. Well, there's another one upstairs, which, again, like I said, I understand. I'm not expecting this game to have, like, perfect architecture. But this one, it would really be, like, 1.5 tiles, like, wide, and then, like, 3 tiles long. But that doesn't really work in The Sims, so to make it work more, I had to make it 1 tile instead of 2. Because that really, like, evoked the same cramped feeling that 2 tiles did not evoke. And you can't use it. That is a completely unusable bathroom in The Sims. It's just, you can't use it whatsoever. Which is, you know, yet again, fine, sure, who cares? There I go, making it smaller, and then I tried to make it usable by, like, pushing the toilet through the wall slightly, but it either, like, showed up through the wall on the other side, or it still just wasn't in enough, so I just was like, okay, oh well, we just have, you know, we just have a toilet that is not usable. That's fine. There are still, like, there are 6 bathrooms in this entire house, so 2 of them are unusable, like, just letting you know. But the others are fine. You can use them. It's okay. I put a lot of, like, there are a lot of just random shoes lying around in like bedrooms and stuff in this game. So yeah, I just put a lot of shoe racks. So here's where I'm going, oh wow, I didn't really do this right, because I'm realizing that the dining room just won't fit anything. So I had to just rearrange everything. It was great. Love it. That's the first rework. I do another one later. I think when I go upstairs, I just rework everything yet again. So it's swell. It's great. But the dining room in here, to me, is super weird because there's no... it's carpet. Who has carpet in their dining room? Like, I guess if, like, everything's carpet, that makes sense. Like, your entire, like, floor, the downstairs, everything is carpet. Like, okay, sure. But it's like there's wood flooring right outside in the hallway and in the kitchen and everything. But we're putting carpet in the dining room? You know, again, it doesn't matter. But it just drives me a little up the wall, but just a tiny bit. It's fine. Everything's fine. I actually have a lot of fun trying to match a lot of these things in the houses. And thankfully, all of the houses use like the same items because as far as I can tell, they're from the Unity store, I think. So thankfully, everything really kind of works. It just kind of, I can just use the same things in different houses. The reason I'm doing this build is because a friend asked me to. She was asking me if I could do more of the Phasmophobia builds, and I was like, definitely, let's do it. And she's the one who showed me the bathrooms in this place. So, you know, thank you for cursing my life. Yeah, here's where I kept forgetting that there were actual, like, usable garage doors. So I, like, did a whole thing, and it was very extra, and I didn't even need it in the end. Oh, well. I at least was able to grab, like, a utilities panel from the debug for Eco Lifestyle to be the breaker in the garage. I think it's in the garage where the breaker is. I think so. So I put that there, and there's also something just on the wall in the, like, laundry room. I think it's labeled, like, utilities room. So there's that. But I also wanted to use one in, like, it's just the same thing. It's the only thing we really have. Here's where I got really confused about the shape of the basement. I promise I fix it in a minute. You'll see what I do. I just forgot that when you come down the stairs, you then have to turn right to get into this hallway. And my brain just completely forgot that. And instead, I just completely got rid of an entire... just an entire part of the basement. But thankfully, I realized my issue, and I then changed it all around. Yep, there we go. I don't know why, it just didn't click. I very rarely go down into the basements, like, in my defense, because they're scary, and I don't like them. So... yeah, that's really all I have to say about that. But, you know, it's just one of those things where, like, I know that that's where, like, you can hide. I've been taught now. I'm better at the game now than I was last time I built something. So I now know that you can hold the lockers shut or the closets shut when you're hiding during a hunt. I didn't know that. It's not very clear. So now I can live through hunts and not just die. Though I do die a fair amount as well. If you come watch my streams on Krollmeister Sisters, we've been doing it like Tuesdays. We've been hunting ghosts. But probably it's like every other Tuesday. It's just depending on what we're doing on stream, because we do a lot of we'll stream The Sims, or when I say we, my sister is also, we share a Twitch channel, which is why it's Krollmeister Sisters. But we sometimes stream like point and click adventures. Sometimes we stream Nancy Drew specifically. Sometimes it's The Sims, and sometimes it's Phasmophobia. So if you're into watching me be incredibly scared, then come watch that. Though the sad thing is that lately my hands have been like dying with this game. I know that I can use controller, but my issue with the controller is that I straight up just don't ever remember what each button does, and I don't know why. It's like I'm fine remembering for like keyboard keys, right? But for some reason I hold a controller and I'm like, how the fuck do I use this? So I've been trying though, I have been trying. But the issue is that my hands are, I've talked about this before, I have something called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which I have a lot of hypermobility in my joints, and my hands are really, really bad for that. So if I'm doing anything where I'm having to hold down like WASD for the entire time, it's going to make my hand, specifically my left hand, will just lock up. I just won't be able to use it anymore. So that's frustrating. But it's what happens sometimes. It happens, but it does mean that I often, like this last time we were playing, I just was in the van the whole time because, well, not the whole time, just for like, I was in the van really just like the last half hour. I was just monitoring the activity level to tell everyone what was going on, which makes me totally a useful member of the team, of course. So these bathrooms, actually, I noticed, usually I don't really notice this, they actually have little like saucer lights in the ceiling. So what I've been doing is I'm putting all these lights down to make it easier for me to see while I'm building, and then before I upload it to the gallery in live mode, I am turning the color and intensity down so that it's still spooky and it kind of still matches what the houses are like in the game. So I was able to like, I put it at like 50% or something like that. And like the yellowish white light, so a warm white light instead, because otherwise it'll default to like a cool white light, which is definitely better. It definitely looks better when you're playing, but to get the vibe of this place, I went with the warm white light so that it kind of is like the incandescence. Okay, that bathtub off of the teen boys room or whatever, I hate that. I hate that so much that it's just like the bathtub right next to the toilet. And like, that's not usable in The Sims. In real life, it would be usable, obviously. But there are so many better ways to like lay that out. And it makes me so mad. Which I know is ridiculous. Why am I so mad about it? I don't know. It just, something about it just really pisses me off. I just, also, I guess in this house, only 2 people have desks in their rooms. It's like the 2 teenage boys, I think. So they end up having a laptop in one room and then a big old desktop with 2 different with 2 monitors. It's like 3 monitors really, but you'll see what I do in a little bit. So it's fun. I enjoy it. But gosh, all of these kids have bathrooms off of their rooms. Like the parents having bathrooms off of their room, like whatever, I get it. But the kids all having them too? It's like, Jesus, that's a lot, that's just a lot of bathrooms in that house. So also the color of the walls in this girl's room is just not great. I'm not a huge fan. It's not super great. But, it's fine. Lots of people would like it, I think. I think lots of people like that kind of thing. I'm just not into it. It just makes me think of, like, bathrooms it's like that kind of avocado color, and it's not something I like very much. Like, I don't want a bathroom that looks like that. The bathrooms in this, at least, like, the colors aren't bad. Like, just a tan tile floor and, like, a marbly white tile on the walls. Like, that's fine. Oh, well. But just avocado, I never really like it. Also, that rug again, it's everywhere. I love it. Love it to death. Just that blue round rug, just in haphazard locations. Fantastic. Just absolutely love it. That's, as you can tell, it's a little sarcastic, but, you know. There's supposed to be a bird painting there, but I used the butterfly one from, Kids Room Stuff, I think it is. Because it kind of evokes the same feeling, you know what I mean? I guess you might not know what I mean. But see, yet again, I am yet again changing where everything goes. Just having to move everything around. Because, like, it is kind of... It kind of works. Like, it definitely, there is a floor plan that mostly works, but it's not quite right. It doesn't quite work for what's inside. I know I just said the opposite of that, but it just doesn't quite work to fit in what's inside in The Sims. In real life, it would work, but in The Sims, it doesn't work. I have to finagle, but I am happy I finally got to use that vanity, but it's not usable because there's no chair. Okay, and now I spend way too long in this toddler room, trying to make a bunk bed. It's not usable. I don't know why I spend so long doing it, but I do, because I was like, man, there's a bunk bed here I want to try. So I did try, and it was very silly of me, and I don't know why I did it, but I did. So, see, I should have just left it at like that. And yet, I was like, but what if I use platforms? You know? Just use platforms and it'll work. No. It's very silly. I don't know why I did. I just really wanted to, you know? I wanted to make it look right. Because, you know, I can't include things like a ladder or anything. I don't know. It just, there's no like tricycle or something I can put in The Sims. So I was just trying to do what I could. And then for some reason, I could have just left it like that and had it work. But then I was like, but what if instead I really tried to fake out that it was a bunk bed? So I did. And then I was able to actually get the ladder to work. I mean, it's not usable, but I did it. So there's that. Silly Risa. Just doing things unnecessarily. But that's like just what I'm like. That's just who I am as a person. I mean, that's the reason that I'm making all of these extra houses. But yeah, I'm at the end of the build now, and then we're going to go into my cute little movie kind of thing that I made. I did actually give the house a backyard, so if you do want to play with it, you can. But yeah, if you like this build, you can find it on the gallery under my ID kookykitt. If you like this video, make sure you give it a big ol' thumbs up and leave me a comment telling me which build you would like, which house in Phasmophobia you want me to build next. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and hit that bell button to get a notification every time I post a new video. If you would like to watch me play Phasmophobia live or try to play The Sims and actually build in The Sims again, shocker, you can find me on my Twitch channel, Crowmeister Sisters. We stream on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6 Pacific and 9 Eastern. So thank you guys so much for watching, and peace out, y'all.